All right, let's go ahead and check out this sunrise. Oh, all right, I got my tent set up. Hey guys, this is Matt with 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. I'm at the Fire Island Visitor Center on Long Island, New York, and I'm headed out backpacking. Over the next 3 days and 2 nights, I'm gonna be headed west across the Fire Island National Seashore, approximately 26 miles. To the left is the Atlantic Ocean, and to the right is Great South Bay. And I'm going from Smith Point Beach to Robert Moses Beach, Field 5. And we're gonna finish at the Fire Island Lighthouse. All right, and here's the bay. We have the Smith Point Bridge right over that way, and Bellport Bay that way. All right, and here's the Atlantic Ocean. This is looking east towards Smith Point Outer Beach. And this is looking west towards Fire Island. We're gonna have plenty of beach hiking moving forward today. So right now, I'm gonna head inland to what's called the Burma Road Trail. And we're gonna hike in this wilderness area for a bit, and then we'll take it out to the beach. Our goal today is 8 or 9 miles to the west, to the western camping zone. All right, this is the beginning of the Burma Road Trail, and you can see how overgrown it is. It's just all this tall seagrass. So I'm actually gonna turn around and we're gonna take the beach to traverse this area of Fire Island. Unfortunately, this is likely infested with ticks. So with this tall seagrass, we'd be better off taking the beach. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so we're back to the beach on the Atlantic Ocean, and we're hiking west. And there's 2 different camping zones. There's an eastern camping zone and a western camping zone. We are going to the further camping zone, as far west as we can go, which is gonna be 8 or 9 miles. And we're gonna set up camp. I gotta tell you guys, it's good to be back. Unfortunately, I've been sick for like the past 3 to 4 weeks. And unfortunately, I also haven't posted a video since my last one about a month ago. So it's been really rough. I had COVID. It's the first time I've ever had COVID, even through the pandemic. So it hit me hard, and I was pretty much laid up at home for the past 3+ weeks. So it's great to be back, and I decided this adventure coming back would be a backpacking trip traversing the Fire Island National Seashore. I'm really excited about it. This really is my happy place. I apologize for not getting any videos out. But once again, it's good to be back, and I really appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. You're gonna still have to bear with me a bit. I have a bit of a cough still and a scratchy voice, but we're gonna make the best of it. And this traverse is gonna be really challenging. A lot of you probably don't know, but 10 months ago, I had surgery on my heel and Achilles, and I've been rehabbing it all year. So this is gonna be the most miles that I travel on foot in a 3-day period since I had surgery. My doctor doesn't have any restrictions on me. And I've been hiking, but the longest hike to date has only been 7 miles. So even just today, we're going 8 or 9. And this is gonna be mostly hiking on beach sand. But yeah, this is gonna be an amazing trip. We're gonna see lots of incredible views. And at the end, we're gonna take a tour and climb up to the top of the Fire Island Lighthouse. Such incredible views from the top of the lighthouse. The temperature today is about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. And tonight, it's supposed to get down to about 50 degrees. All right, guys, we're about 2 miles west of the visitor center where we started. And this area here, you can see the Atlantic Ocean right here. And then to the right, off in the distance, is the Great South Bay, or Bellport Bay. And many years ago, during Hurricane Sandy, the ocean waves breached the land here, and the ocean ended up connecting to the Great South Bay. And for several years, there was actually a waterway connecting the ocean to the bay. And it has since regenerated and filled in. So now there's no longer a waterway between here. But a few years ago, when there was a waterway between here, I actually swam across to get to the other side to do a similar traverse like I'm doing now. And that was during February, and the water was really, really cold. But that was a fun experience. Pretty cool formation in the sand here. All right, guys, so this right here is the entrance to Ho Hum Beach. We came from that direction, and we're heading that way down the beach. But right here you can see there's a walkway this direction that takes you to a ferry port for Ho Hum Beach. So the only way to get to this beach is via ferry, and it's the off season, and you can see that there's nobody here. So I basically have this whole area to myself. I always love these trees. So one of my previous videos, I actually camped right here in this spot. So yeah, that was a fun one. The tides came up really fast that day, and I had to move the tent. And thank God I did, otherwise I would have been washed away with the high tide. All right, so you can see this sign in front of me. It says backcountry camping, west zone. So yeah, we're just reaching the west camping zone for the Fire Island Wilderness. And right now, this time of year, you can't get a permit to tent camp on the beach. You have to actually go into the backcountry. So on the other side of these dunes is the backcountry area, and that's where you're allowed to camp currently. So we're not going to be camping tonight on the beach. We're going to go into the backcountry area. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that we just entered the west camping zone, and about 4 miles or so to the west is Watch Hill, and we're gonna go as close to Watch Hill as we can in the western camping zone to stay overnight. So I mentioned that you're not allowed to camp on the beach during this time of year. And the reason for that is certain people with permits are allowed to drive on the beach. So you can see these vehicle tracks on the beach. So they don't want to have people tent camping on the beach while people are able to drive on the beach. So other times of the year, you can camp on the beach, and during those times they don't allow people to drive on the beach. So yeah, it just depends on the time of the year. So the official name for this area is the Otis Pike Fire Island High Dune Wilderness. And you can see right here, this is the reason it's called the High Dune Wilderness. It's probably 3 times my height, these dunes. Look how beautiful this spot is, and look at those clouds. Unbelievable. Check that out. What are the odds of finding a light bulb on the beach completely intact? Pretty cool. Just really worn out, but it's not broken. This is pretty cool. Kind of looks like a car. You can see right here, metal wheel. Looks like a big drum and an axle. Interesting. This is actually really cool. I just spotted somebody that's camping right up here. I'll get a closer shot here in a second. Really cool. It's the first time I've ever seen anybody out here camping when I've been out here. All right, so this looks like it's where vehicles would have to turn around, and way off in the distance, about 1 mile that way, I can actually see a staircase. There's a staircase that takes you up over the dunes to Watch Hill, and you can see right here this sign. So this is the far west side of the west backcountry camping zone. So we're gonna go in the dunes here and go into the backcountry area and see if we can find a good spot to set up camp. So it's been a good trek. We made it to where we're gonna look for our spot to set up camp for the night, and we'll continue the trek tomorrow. But yeah, let's go check out and see if we can find a place to camp. So yeah, we just came in right over here, and you can see inside the wilderness area, the backcountry area. So there's going to be some random trails, and we'll find a good spot to camp. And I'm just noticing the butterflies. So the monarch butterflies migrate across Fire Island here, so I'm noticing a lot of butterflies. So we'll see if we can get some good shots of the butterflies while we're here. So yeah, as I come up here, you can see off in the distance here, this is the Great South Bay. So yeah, we're just gonna look around and see what looks like it'll be a good spot to camp. right, I got my tent set up. Got the rest of my gear over here. All right, I got my sleeping pad inflated and set up. Just gonna go ahead and get my sleeping bag. Pillow. All right, I got my tent all staked down, but I wanted to get some weight inside of it, so I threw all the rest of my gear in here. I have some food, raincoat, windbreaker, some water, bug spray. Over here I got some food, water, electronics, and stuff to charge batteries, all that kind of good stuff. Sleeping bag, sleeping pad, pillow. Yeah, everything's all set up, ready to go. I think it'll be time to make some dinner soon. All right, what a beautiful night it is tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and start making some dinner. Gonna make some tomato bisque soup. Maybe. Woo! There we go. Tomato bisque. All right, that's nice and warm. Just gonna go ahead and set that to the side. And I think we'll make a grilled cheese sandwich. Pumpernickel bread. That's going to be really good grilled cheese. beautiful sunset. The sun's going down. I'm just letting that cook. Just wanted to show you this sunset. What a beautiful evening to be out here on Fire Island. Got my little makeshift table. All right, I'm gonna flip this one more time and see how it looks. Looking really good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off. I'm gonna sit this to the side. All right, that's looking good. All right, there's the grilled cheese. Gonna dip it in the tomato soup. That is really good. Well, the sun's going down pretty quick. And it's a gorgeous sunset. It's like the sky is on fire. All I know is I just can't get over this. Other than the one guy that's camping back that way. Have it all to myself. And it's so beautiful. And those migrating butterflies that I saw earlier, holy cow, that was incredible. I tell you, I love it when a plan comes together and things go well. It's such a beautiful day, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm so grateful, and you know, I'm feeling better. I'm out of the house. I'm no longer sick. I just still have a lingering cough with a little bit of a scratchy voice, but I'm gonna make it through. So yeah, what an amazing day today. Look at this sky. All right, guys, I'm in my tent. It's almost 9 p.m. I'm gonna call it a night, and we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everyone. It's about 6:30 a.m. Sun is just starting to come up. Let's take a peek outside the tent here. Let me show you what we have going on. We're gonna get up and check out the sunrise here in a few minutes. But it looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. All right, let's go ahead and check out this sunrise. Look how incredible that is. Wow, what a beautiful morning. All right, just getting back to the tent from the beach. Let's take one more view of that sunrise. What a beautiful day. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna make a little bit of breakfast this morning. I had a little mishap yesterday, and 4 of my 6 eggs ended up breaking. So I only have 2 left. So that's what I'm gonna make for breakfast this morning. A little makeshift chair from yesterday. It's a little windy out there, and it was actually a little too windy yesterday to cook out there, but I did anyway. Maybe I'll put a little bit more butter in there. Lower that heat a little bit. That's plenty of butter. See if I can crack these eggs. Oh boy. This one kind of broke on me. Might have already been cracked. Set that aside. Couple shells in there. There we go. Set this aside. Throw a piece of cheddar cheese on there. Looking pretty good so far. Cheesy eggs. So the temperature this morning is in the low 50s, and I was actually nice and warm through the night last night in my sleeping bag. No issue at all. I was wearing shorts. This morning I put pants on, but yeah, through the night I was comfortable. No problem at all. Beautiful night. And what an incredible sunrise this morning. So the plan for today is to continue trekking west across Fire Island, and we're gonna hike or backpack another 8 or 9 miles. I don't know the exact distance to the area that I want to set up camp for the night. So but yeah, this is going to be a 3-day 2-night 26 plus mile trek across Fire Island National Seashore. And yeah, so we're on day 2 right now, and I think these eggs are just about done. That looks good. Whoa, we almost lost the eggs. I almost lost the eggs. Almost lost the eggs. All right, and I think I'll just have one piece of pumpernickel bread with my eggs. Maybe we'll put the eggs on the bread. I suspect this is going to be messy. So yeah, after I'm done with breakfast, I'm going to make sure to clean up everything in the area, leave no trace, and pack everything up, and we're going to head out backpacking. And the first stop that we're going to go to is Watch Hill. And there's a really beautiful boardwalk over there. The Watch Hill Nature Walk. And it goes through a marshland. And we're going to go check that out. It'll be really pretty. It's one of my favorite spots in Fire Island, is the Watch Hill Nature Walk. So yeah, stay tuned for that. It's got a little bit of a chill in the air. I actually have a slight chill going, but it feels good with that warm sun on my face. Sometimes cooking on beach sand, when the wind's blowing, you end up getting beach sand in your food, but luckily today I don't have any beach sand in my food. But no matter how hard you try to not fill your tent with sand, you always get a ton of sand in the tent on the beach. Never fails. In the tent, in your sleeping bag, on my gear. But I wouldn't have it any other way. It's perfect. It's funny, my face is warm, but my body has a chill. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get everything cleaned up. Then I'm going to pack up, and we're going to head out. All right, guys, I'm going to try to use the ocean to wash off some of my cookware. So let's see how this goes. It's kind of rough, but maybe I can just get in a little bit and rinse some things off. All right, let's see how this goes. First, I'll do this pot. Water feels pretty nice. This is working pretty good. right, now the pan. And I gotta make sure that that doesn't come up too high and take the camera out. Whoa, maybe I went a little too deep there. I got a little overzealous. That tide's coming up quick. I think I'm gonna wrap this up here in a second. All right, I think that'll be good enough for now. All right, guys, I got camp packed up and cleaned up. I have a trash bag, and on our way to Watch Hill, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some trash along the way that I find on the beach. But yeah, camp is all cleaned up and we're gonna head out. All right, so we're just cutting through the backcountry area and headed out to the beach. But you can see these butterflies are here on Fire Island, migrating. It's such a beautiful sight to see. I've been seeing them all morning and walking through here. The mosquitoes are pretty bad, stirring them up, but it should be better when we get out to the beach. All right, we're back out here to the beach. This is the sign we saw yesterday. You can still see my footprints. I'm guessing these tracks right here are a park ranger's tracks, because you're not supposed to go beyond this point. But yeah, look at this. So incredibly beautiful this morning out here on Fire Island. Such a beautiful beach. So happy to be out here. So we're headed about a mile to the west. There's going to be a staircase down there, and that'll be the entrance to Watch Hill. I always find it kind of funny that people that come out here, they like to make these pieces of beach art. So we got a bunch of it lined up right here. All right, so here's one of my pet peeves. Mylar balloons. I'm always finding Mylar balloons everywhere on the beach, so I'm just stuffing this into my bag. Well, here's another one. All right. Getting the strings as well. And here's another one. Valentine's Day Mylar balloon. And what do we have straight ahead here on the ground? Look at that. Another Mylar balloon. We're gonna get the string. All right, we got it all. We got the strings and the balloons. And we're continuing on. All right, here's the stairs to Watch Hill. So yeah, I didn't show it, but I found about 5 more Mylar balloons on the beach. So I probably got a total of 8 or 9. So yeah, welcome to Watch Hill. Off in the distance is the Watch Hill Marina. That direction is the Watch Hill Family Campground. And check out the amazing view from up here. So cool. All right, this is what I was waiting for. They have a water refill station here at Watch Hill, which is nice. As it gets closer to winter, they do shut this off. So in the winter, when you come here, you're on your own as far as water is concerned. But it is part of the off season right now, so there's not as many people that come out here, but people do still come out here. But if you've noticed, we haven't seen anybody, and it's been really quiet. All right, so these are my water bottles from yesterday. I also have a Nalgene bottle that holds 2 of these. So that's currently full. So I refilled 4 of them. So we should be good to go. I actually might slam one down just to have an extra in me. So yeah, we're gonna head out and walk around the loop for the Watch Hill nature area. It's really pretty. I think you guys are gonna enjoy it. So if you come in from this direction, or you take the ferry to Watch Hill to Backcountry Camp, this is the self check-in station for the backcountry camping, and there's actually a warning sign right here about mosquitoes in the area testing positive for West Nile virus. I did know about that, but just using as much caution as possible, but not being paranoid about it. So that warning that I saw about the West Nile virus, it was a good reminder. So I applied bug spray all over my body. So just an extra precaution. But yeah, let me show you what I found over here. There's like a charging station. So I'm just charging one of my battery packs. It says not to leave anything unattended, but it's quiet over here and I'm taking a risk, but I'm gonna leave it unattended, and we'll see how much it charges by the time we make this loop. So I just saw a sign that issued a caution saying that parts of this nature trail are closed. I know there's a weather event that we had in the recent past that damaged it. So this section here might dead end in a little bit. And we'll just explore from the other side if we have to. So yeah, so far I don't see any damage. I know they were doing some construction and working on it, and I actually thought it was fixed, but we'll see. They still had the sign posted, so there's an egret flying right over there, straight ahead. And there's one in the water. We have a helicopter flying overhead. All right, so it looks like right up here is where the boardwalk is closed off. Yeah, right here. So yeah, we'll come in from the other side and see if we can get through. That seagrass on the side is really pretty. Look at this. This is probably the highest spot of Watch Hill. With the most long-range views. So way off over there is where we turned around. All right, so we're on the other side, and unfortunately, there's damage on this side as well. So you can see straight ahead that it's closed. So there's a middle section that we missed out on, but not terrible. We got to see some pretty incredible views here. There's some more views that we'll see. We're just gonna head this way towards the marina. So this dead end here is called Snapper Point, and it's basically the entrance to the Watch Hill Marina. There's a sign to the right, Fire Island National Seashore, Watch Hill. This is a nice new sign, Watch Hill National Park Service, boaters check-in, VHF, Channel 9. So yeah, this is the Watch Hill Marina. So yeah, you can see there's some boats here. We're just slowly getting into the off season, so people are still boating. It's not winter yet. And we still have nice weather. But yeah, the ferry is probably running on a limited schedule and comes here. I'm guessing it still comes daily. Either that or it goes to Davis Park. Davis Park is the next community over. And we're gonna pass through there in a little while. There is a ranger station here. I don't know if it's ever manned on a daily basis, maybe in the summer. The only time I've seen people here or rangers here is they have some boat slips for their boats, but I don't see any ranger boats here. Since I'm over here, I might as well show you guys. But part of the family campgrounds are these glamping tents. They do have regular tent sites, but you can see these glamping tents. This one has 2 beds, a dresser, a nice porch. Looks like there's a cooler, Adirondack chairs. Very nice. But yeah, pretty cool. I've never done it. It would be the more luxurious way of camping over here at Watch Hill. Personally, I love the wilderness area. Bring everything with you, take everything out with you, and you carry it all on your back. All right, I'm just coming through the Watch Hill Marina again, and looks like a U.S. Park Ranger law enforcement boat showed up. The actual Watch Hill Marina is straight over there where the flag is flying. and there's a store over there, but we are headed this direction to the left to the boardwalk trail to Davis Park. Straight ahead is another boardwalk out to the beach. And to the right here, these cabins are actually summertime employee cabins. There's a whole bunch of them. I guess summer seasonal employees can work out here and live out here. You can see more cabins. All right, so we're still hiking west, and this is the boardwalk trail that's between Watch Hill and Davis Park. All right, here's our welcome sign. Welcome to Ocean Ridge and Davis Park. This is the main sidewalk through the entire community. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that I needed to win the lottery so I could buy myself an A-frame dream home. Well, look to the left here. I will definitely take that one right there if anyone wants to buy it for me. But it's so beautiful. It's right there on the Atlantic Ocean. Beautiful. Looks like it's got 2 stories and a loft, and it's elevated off the ground. I love it. I've never been to this spot on the left, but it looks like it's the casino bar. I believe it's a very popular bar and restaurant, and it's right here in Davis Park. Yeah, oceanfront bar and grill. Suffolk County Police Marine Bureau. And straight down this way is where the ferry lands for Davis Park. And to the left here, Davis Park Post Office and Library. And on the other side, Davis Park Fire Department. We're not going to walk out to the ferry landing. We're just going to continue hiking westbound. Let me show you guys this over here. This is the community herb garden. Beautiful. Look at that. Butterflies. But yeah, it's called the Davis Park Crab. Davis Park Community Recreation, Arts, and Beautification Incorporated. Just wanted to mention that I'm walking through the middle of town. And if I was to go left at any of these walks, it would take me out to the beach. So realistically, I could walk to the beach and walk on the beach, hiking west. But I like cutting through the towns. The boardwalks are nice. It's easier than walking on the beach the whole way through, and it's a little bit more scenic. We're coming to the end of Davis Park, but before we head into that forest area, straight ahead to the west, I want to show you like how close the Great South Bay is from here. So yeah, that's west, or east rather, towards Watch Hill, and this is west heading that way to Water Island. But there's a forest area that we have to go through first, and then we'll get to an area that's called Water Island. All right, so we're leaving Davis Park, and this is just going to be a sand road to the west. This sand road's not that much fun to hike on. You can see that it's kind of rutted from vehicles, and it's very soft sand. It's definitely pretty back here, and it's very quiet and very peaceful. We're still going. All right, we just came from that direction, and the sand road goes out to the beach that way, and we're going to continue to the west. I just like this walkway, so we're going to take a quick detour down this walkway out to the beach just to take in the view. But this walkway is really cool. We're not going to take the beach yet, but I love this view right here. Going down into there, you can see it looks like we're walking down into a tunnel. All right, and we're still going. You know what they say, if it was easy, everybody would do it. But yeah, this sand road is a bit challenging. It's soft and uneven in spots. It's not terrible though, it's doable. And we're making progress. All right, it's definitely fall in this spot on the trail. Lots of leaves. Have some changing colors in some of the trees. We just ran into the dead end. There's a sign right there that says private property, no trespassing. But there's this side trail over here that I usually take that gets you out to the beach on the bay side. It's a little bit sketchy through here, and there's a ledge on the other side, but we're gonna check it out and check the tide again and see if it looks like we can traverse along the shoreline. But yeah, check out these views. Oh boy, look at this ledge. We're gonna figure out a way to get down, because Water Island is literally right there. All right, I don't love this ledge because it literally drops off right here, but there's a tree right there. I'm gonna squat down, hold on to this tree. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this tree and then just kind of like surf this thing. Oh, look at that. All right, I'm butt surfing right now. All right, I think we got it. Well, I'm covered in sand, but that's where we just came down from. But this is such a pretty area through here. All right, we're just cutting through here, and we have another walkway. That house that I just panned past, that has been abandoned for a really long time, or vacant at least. It is a bit dilapidated. Yeah, this walkway, I love it. I love coming through here. All right, so this is falling apart, so I have to be really careful. Yeah. definitely some broken boards. So yeah, here's that house. So this is the adventurous way of traversing Fire Island. I could easily walk on the beach. Oh, actually, we need to go around. The beach would be easier at this point. But yeah, we're just going to cut through here. And it's going to take us right back to the shoreline along Great South Bay. You can see all the debris right here. Well, looks like the tide's up a bit. Might have to get my feet wet. I think that's what it's looking like. You know, I could backtrack and go back out to the beach, but that would take some time. So we're just gonna hike along the shoreline in the water a bit. I'm not worried about wet feet. I can see Water Island, the main dock on the bay side just up ahead. All right, we're still walking on the water. Once they're wet, they're not going to get any more wet. That's what I always say. So they're wet. I have cut through the woods over there, but we're just going to take this through. Here's the main dock, and you can see the stairs are trashed. We're just going to go up to the edge here and climb up this corner. All right, welcome to Water Island. There are no businesses here on Water Island. This is all residential. You can only get here by boat. And it's pretty exclusive community. I like this fire ring. All right, hopefully the fire department doesn't come now. Where that fire ring was, there was a community bulletin board. And that's kind of like the main center of town, I guess you'd consider it. But this walkway is going to end in a little bit. And we are probably going to head out to the beach and take the beach to Talisman and Barrett Beach. That's the next destination. So I think this is going to dead end here in a minute. It's called West Walk, and we'll head out to the beach. All right, we're going to head west on Jones Walk. This is pretty cool because it's like an elevated walkway. Like it's actually pretty high. I want to say we're probably 8 feet to 10 feet above the ground right there. But yeah, there's houses to the left, houses to the right. The houses to the right are on the bay. All right, so this is White House Walk, and it's going to take us out to the beach. You can see houses to the right, and then also houses to the left. This is a pretty small community, but Yeah, we're gonna head out to the beach. It looks really beautiful. The water looks so green. All right, so here we are. This is the beach at Water Island. So that's facing east. Davis Park is way off in the distance there. And we are headed back west. And the next area that we're going to come to after we finish going through Water Island is Barrett Beach, also known as Talisman. But I can't get over how beautiful Fire Island and the Atlantic Ocean is today. Wow, so incredible. I'm glad we decided to detour out the beach for a minute here. So one thing I did want to mention is we could literally just keep hiking west right here on the beach the entire way to our destination. And like I said, we're headed to Robert Moses Beach, Field 5. And right near there is the Fire Island Lighthouse. And before this trip is over, we're gonna climb up the lighthouse and take in the view from the top of the lighthouse. But that'll be tomorrow. Man, I can't get over it. I am so happy and so grateful to be here. Look around. There is not anybody in sight for miles. All right, so here's the challenge with walking on the beach. You can see that there's a sharp angle between the ocean and this section of beach right here. So if you wanted a flat area to hike on, you have to come up here. But then it's a little bit softer. Off in the distance, over that way, I can see a roof, and that's like a pavilion for Barrett Beach. But there's an opening over here for vehicles. I believe we can go in right over here. But yeah, with my wet feet and now walking in the sand, my shoes are covered in sand. All right, here we go. Sign right here, Barrett Beach. And these are the pavilions that I was able to see a few minutes ago from the beach. But this is all closed. Oh, actually, wow, the restrooms are open. Good to know. But yeah, this is the pavilion, and straight out that way is the beach. But the only way to get here is by boat. Or many, many, many miles on foot. So we're gonna walk out to the dock where you can pull up if you're on a boat. All right, so we're just walking out here on the dock. All right. To the west. Eventually, we're gonna get to Fire Island Pines. I don't know if they demolished them, but up around this corner, there's some old, dilapidated buildings. So we'll see if they're still there. Yeah, here they are. Still here. All boarded up. Just a wooden structure with a deck. It's got signs on it saying area closed. I don't see any signs over here. And this section to the right is fenced off, so we can't get in over there. But yeah, let's just walk through here and check this out. We're gonna have to go back the other way. This is gonna dead end. Wow. Pretty cool. So right here on this map, that's the Fire Island Wilderness Visitor Center. That's where I started this hike. And we're traversing this entire way. That's Old Inlet, Bellport Beach, or Ho-Hum Beach. Then we continued all the way through here. Camped overnight right here on the Western Wilderness camping area. And then this is the Watch Hill Nature Preserve where we walked around the boardwalk. Davis Park, Water Island, and right now we are at Talisman, Barrett Beach, and we're going to Fire Island Pines, and eventually we're going to get to Cherry Grove, and then what's called the Sunken Forest, and we're going to continue all the way across, all through these towns, past Kismet to the Fire Island Lighthouse. And here's Robert Moses, Field 5. And that's where this trek and this traverse is going to come to an end. Pretty incredible. All right, there's a deer to our left. I don't know if you're going to be able to see him with the sun glaring. He's right in front of us. Hey, guy. Hey. Look at this. Beautiful deer. Hey, come on over. Look at this beautiful deer. Hey, come on over. Oh, he ran just a little bit. He's curious. There was another one. Oh, he's over here. Right up there. Between the two trees. Up on the hillside. Another beautiful deer. Hey. Come on down. Just ran up the hill. That was really cool. Seeing those two deer. There are some parts of Fire Island where the deer are pretty wild, and if they see you, they'll run. And other areas, they're a little bit more habituated towards people and will basically come up to you because they're looking for food. I never feed them, but a lot of people do. I just took another little detour on a boardwalk that brings you out to the bay here. Whoa, it's definitely wobbly. We're gonna stay right here. But yeah, look at these views. We are gonna turn around carefully and walk back the other way. That thing is gonna collapse one of these days. This is the other side of that walkway that took us to the bay. And it's a short walk to the beach. Well, I'm gonna pop these shoes off real quick. My socks are wet and covered in sand, but I'm not gonna change them. Look at this. We're just gonna get most of the sand off. And put them back on. All right, good enough for now. All right, we're still trucking along. We are west of Barrett Beach, and we're not quite to Fire Island Pines. But Fire Island Pines will be the next town that we come to. Just a little bit thicker. Manageable. I am concerned anytime hiking on Fire Island that there are a lot of ticks, so that's something to be careful of. And back to more Sands Road. We're kind of in a high spot right now and going downhill. And we're going back uphill. All right, we're just walking through an area where there's some electrical infrastructure over here. PSEG, Long Island. Actually, I want to go see this over here. Looks like a cool piece of driftwood. Wow. Look at that piece of driftwood. That's really cool. And then we'll come up over here and check out these views. Wow. Incredible. The land must have been washing out because it looks like they've done some work over here. I don't know if they ever used this, but it looks like some kind of stage here to the right, and straight ahead of us we're coming into Fire Island Pines. All right, we're just coming into the far east side of Fire Island Pines. This main walk is Fire Island Boulevard. We are finally here at Fire Island Pines. So this is the outskirts, not the main area of Fire Island Pines. We're gonna get to the main area where there's the ferry port, a marina, and a few shops. I'm not sure if the shops are open today or not. There is a Pines Pantry that's kind of like a deli. We may check to see if that's open. Possibly get a snack or a drink over there if they're open. You do see a lot of bamboo when you're walking through Fire Island Pines. It's invasive, but there's a work road that runs along this main walk, and they probably plant it or allow it to grow so it hides that work road. You can kind of see that work road right here. We're still plugging away. All right, so this is the Fire Island Pines Marina. Also the ferry port. And we're gonna see if any of these shops are open. Maybe the Pine Pantry is open. Oh, that's a bummer. I was hoping for a luxury item. Closed Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Here's the water taxi. All the construction guys are calling it a day. They ride these carts on the boardwalk. I imagine most of them take the ferry back to the mainland. I'm not sure. Man, I'm bummed. I thought that Pines Pantry was going to be open and I can get like a nice little snack, nice drink. But I do have some food left, also some dehydrated meals. So that's what's going to be for dinner. Dehydrated meal. And only water. That's all I have. All right, we have another deer right in front of us. Hey, can I touch your nose? Let me touch your wet nose. Beautiful animal. I touched his nose. I've never been here before, but this is the Whitehall Community Center. I think they have all kinds of shows and different kinds of events. This is a cool area that I like to cut through because there's like an interesting ridge line in a sense with a pretty nice view. I call it a ridge line. It's just a cool trail. It is a pretty high spot for Fire Island. Seeing from right here, off in the distance, you can actually see the Atlantic Ocean. So yeah, it's a pretty cool spot. All right, and we're back to that main sand road. This right here, guys, is called the Carrington House. And it's one of the earliest homes that were built on Fire Island. And it was built in 1912 It would be nice if they rehabbed it and made it available to the public. But I just wanted to give you a quick walking tour around it. Guess what, guys? More sand road. I'm getting exhausted. This hike today is going to come to an end soon. I'm going to find a place to set up camp for the night. All right, well, we left Fire Island Pines, and we are now cutting through to get to Cherry Grove. Man, look how pretty this is. So beautiful. What a day. This is just a little cut through to get to one of the main walks. There's two main walks that run east and west through Cherry Grove. But here we are, the far east side of Cherry Grove. This is a pretty ornate building here on the right. It's one of the very identifiable pieces of architecture here in Cherry Grove. See if I can get another shot of it. One thing about all these communities is that they have their own unique charm. Here's some rocks. $5? Yeah, $5 for a rock. Painted rocks. All right, here's the Cherry Grove Post Office. Established 1922. Celebrated 100 years not too long ago. We're just going to walk out here to the ferry port for Cherry Grove. Just wanted to come and get a shot of this sign. Welcome to Cherry Grove, established 1868. Off in the distance there is the Belvedere that we walked by just before. So yeah, this is the ferry port. And any store or shop, ice cream, pizza, it's all right here. This is like downtown Cherry Grove. I decided to cheat a little bit. I'm at the Island Breeze in Cherry Grove, and look at this amazing chicken sandwich and French fries. It's gonna be amazing. So awesome. Got a few flies flying around, but yeah, it's gonna be good. So that's gonna be better than a dehydrated meal. I'm looking forward to it. All right, looks like I found an awesome top secret spot to camp, and right here is where I'm going to set up the tent with perfect water views. It's going to be incredible. All right, this is going to be home for the night. What a beautiful spot. All right, I got my sleeping pad inflated, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get my sleeping bag set up. Such a beautiful sunset tonight. Another amazing evening. Pillow. All right, ready to go. I got to show you guys. You can actually see it through the tent, but let me show you this sunset. So incredible. Look at that sunset. Unbelievable. Guys, I'm all tucked away in my tent. I think I'm gonna go to bed soon, but right now I'm sitting here trying to get caught up on current events with Hurricane Milton as it's getting close to making landfall in Florida.
Good evening from Tampa. Hurricane Milton is here. While the eye of the storm has yet to make its official landfall along Florida's west coast, Milton is already making its mark, heralding its arrival earlier with a terrifying outbreak of possible tornadoes, some of it captured on video. Most of the state right now under tornado watches. Where I am, there's already...
Well, guys, I'm going to get caught up. I'm thinking about everybody that's affected by the storm, by the hurricane, and praying for everybody's safety. And we'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, everyone. Just getting up. It's a chilly, windy morning. It's about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And I can hear the waves crashing on the shoreline. They were crashing on the shoreline all night, and it kept me up quite a bit. But I did get a little bit of sleep, but my shoulders, my back, my legs are a little bit sore from this trek, but we're gonna get going here in a minute. Since it's so windy, I'm not gonna cook breakfast this morning, but I have some pumpernickel bread that I'm gonna munch on for breakfast, just to get something inside my body. But yeah, let's get up here and take a look outside, see what it looks like. I know the sun's already come up a bit. got the sunrise just behind us. There's a little bit of trash in the woods. But it's a beautiful day. It's just a little bit windy, a little bit chilly. But for now, I'm gonna get back. In my sleeping bag for a little bit. And I'm gonna start packing up. All right, guys, 2 feet is alive. I survived the night. It was a little bit chilly and windy, but that's okay. I had a blast. But I'm still packing up my tent, and I actually cleaned up this entire beach area and the woods behind me and behind the tent. And you can see right behind me 2 full bags of trash. So we're gonna find a place to get rid of those. And yeah, I still need to pack up my tent. And I wanted to show you this right here. Check this out. This is a horseshoe crab shell. It's huge. Look how big that thing is. And there's another one right here. So yeah, here's another horseshoe crab shell. All right, so the plan for today, guys, we have another 8 or 9 miles ahead of us. I broke this 3-day trip up into just about equal distance throughout. And our goal today is to get to Robert Moses Beach, Field 5. That's as far west as we're gonna go. Just before we get there, we're gonna be making it over to the Fire Island Lighthouse. And hopefully it should be open. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. We're gonna climb up the lighthouse, get to the top, and we're gonna check out the incredible views on the top of the lighthouse. You definitely don't wanna miss that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get finished packing, get my tent packed up, and we're gonna get out of here, find a place to get rid of that trash, and we'll be on our way, heading westbound on the Fire Island National Seashore. It's the Fire Island National Seashore. I can't talk. The seashore. Seashore. I'll leave this in there because it's just funny. Fire Island National Seashore. Maybe it's cold and I can't talk. All right, guys, I'm all packed up. I have the area cleaned up, and I'm gonna grab the 2 bags of trash, and we're gonna find a place to put that trash, and we're gonna start backpacking west towards the Fire Island Lighthouse. We're probably going to walk through most of the towns rather than the beach. The wind is really high today. It's calling for 15 to 20 miles per hour. So hiking on the beach might not be the greatest. So we may just cut straight through the middle of towns. But it'll be interesting either way. We'll probably hit some beach at some point. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Let's go do this. All right, guys, I found the public trash can right here in Cherry Grove. I'm gonna go ahead and put these 2 bags of trash, hopefully inside this can. It looks a little bit full, but we're gonna try to stuff it in there. All right, so we are on the far west side of Cherry Grove, and we're headed towards the Sunken Forest and Sailor's Haven. We're gonna have a little bit of a sand road here, and then we're gonna have a sidewalk. And then when we actually get to the Sunken Forest, is a really beautiful boardwalk that goes straight through the middle of the forest, and it's extremely pretty. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, this sidewalk goes on for a little ways. It'll become a boardwalk. Holy, look at what we have here. Oh boy. Well, there's really no other way. So unfortunately, we're getting wet feet to start this trip. You know, realistically, I could have backtracked. There's actually like a service road that goes through here. I probably should have done that, being that we're just getting started for the day. I do have another pair of socks. If I need to change, I can, but the shoes are still wet. So we're going for it. You can see straight ahead, that direction is Sailor's Haven, the Marina and Visitor Center. We came from that direction, which was Cherry Grove. But on the opposite side here, there's a walkway that will take us to the beach. So I just want to show you guys. All right, check out this beautiful beach. So yeah, Cherry Grove would be that direction, and we are headed west that direction. So yeah, right now we're headed back to Sailor's Haven, and then we're going to enter the sunken forest. But over here to the left is a pavilion that has showers and bathrooms. It's such a beautiful area of Fire Island. It's one of my favorite areas. I have lots of favorite areas on Fire Island, but this is definitely high on the list. All right, so this is the Sailor's Haven ferry port and marina, and there's an actual shop up here on the right. It says open. I'd be surprised if it's open. All right, so the general store is closed, and according to this sign up here, it says New York City is 48 miles to the west. And here's a really cool third day morning update for you guys. This is a cool rendition of the Fire Island National Seashore, and on the far west, or rather the far east, right over here is Smith Point. That's where we started, and we hiked all the way across. It doesn't show Ho-Hum Beach, but you can see right there is Watch Hill, and it continues on to Sailor's Haven and the sunken forest, and that's where we are right now. And then we're going to continue all the way to the west to the Fire Island Lighthouse. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Obviously that's not to scale, and that full distance there is 26 plus miles. So yeah, it's been a fun traverse across the Fire Island National Seashore, and you can see the sign here, Sailor's Haven. And we're gonna go ahead and enter the sunken forest right now. All right, this boardwalk takes us right into the sunken forest. You can see the sign, National Park Service. I love this spot coming through here. This is a brand new boardwalk here. It was damaged from a recent weather event. I think it was a tropical storm of some sort. But yeah, it looks nice. Look at that brand new deck. Really nice. They had that closed off for a little while, so it's great to see that they did the work on it. This is right in the middle of the sunken forest, and it's just like an open area with some benches and seating, but it is really beautiful. We're gonna head up this boardwalk over here. This is a nice high point that we're coming to. Also has a seating area. And from here, off in the distance, you can see a boardwalk that leads out to the beach and the Atlantic Ocean. But yeah, look at these trees. Look at this tree. This is not pruned like that. The weather and the wind actually shapes it that way. There's another one just ahead of us. We'll go check out. I want to show you. But yeah, look at that. This is a hidden gem on Long Island, on the Fire Island National Seashore. But yeah, look, right here again, it's like there's a tunnel, and these trees haven't been pruned. They just grow like that, and they're shaped by the wind and the weather. We're gonna turn back around and go to that other area in the middle of the sunken forest because I want to take the boardwalk going the other direction. But yeah, look at this. It's so cool. All right, we're back to that open area that I mentioned a minute ago, and we're headed on this boardwalk the opposite direction. This right here is why I came back. Signs of fall, leaves turning red. This is one of my favorite spots to walk through here. There's a low-lying area to the left, and it's usually wet. And you can see how wet it is to the right also. This boardwalk is a dead end here, but it's a great place to come and check out the view of the Great South Bay. I just love all the intricate shapes of the trees. We have an uphill boardwalk here. I've come down this in the winter, and it can definitely be sketchy when there's snow. We had a winter storm in 2022, and we got like a couple feet of snow. I made a trek out here to the sunken forest in the snow from Robert Moses Field 5, and it was the most amazing day ever. Seeing this covered in white was absolutely one of the most beautiful things I've seen in my lifetime. And speaking of winter, the first snow that we get this season, if we get something substantial, I'm gonna come out and camp in the Fire Island wilderness in the snow. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, so this is the far west side of the sunken forest, and they have this really cool sign up here. Such a beautiful place. Well, guess what we get to enjoy once again? Back to the sand roads. So yeah, we're headed west from the sunken forest to the next community. Unfortunately, we have about, I'd say at least a half mile of this sand. All right, this community we're coming into is called Point O Woods. So there'll be a series of boardwalks and concrete sidewalks to get to our next community. From this point forward, it's mostly one community after another. All right, so we're still walking through Point of Woods, and we're gonna come up to the north side of the community along the Great South Bay, and I'm gonna show you guys some incredibly beautiful homes that are lined up there. See this beautiful house to the left? Yeah, you can see bike racks in front of every house. Obviously, that's the main mode of travel around these communities, is via bicycle. But yeah, there's not a bad house to be seen in Point of Woods. It's incredible. And you think about it, these homes are second homes for people. There's probably not many, if anybody, that lives in Point of Woods year round. This is the ferry port for Point of Woods. And we are going to make our way to the next community, which is Ocean Bay Park. There's 2 gates. We're going to see if they're open. This may be locked. Nope. We're in luck. All right, so welcome to Ocean Bay Park. And it looks to me like the island pantry is open. So I'm gonna go in and get some caffeine. All right, island pantry to the rescue. Monster Energy, 0 sugar. That'll wake me up a little bit. And we're just gonna hike and drink. This is the entrance to the ferry. And we have a Suffolk County Police Station right here. And straight ahead of us is the ferry port for Ocean Bay Park. You can see a lot of people keep carts and bikes here. And yeah, just straight ahead is where you take the ferry to get to Ocean Bay Park. I always notice this home here, it has this intricate entryway. There's 2 of them, and it's wood, and this is all carved out of wood. All right, we're just coming into Seaview, and Seaview is a really beautiful community. And all the walkways here are this beautiful laid brick. All right, this row of homes right here. Multi-levels, glass top decks. So incredible. So that A-frame dream home I was talking about, we could scrap that. I'll go ahead and take this one, guys. So incredible. Actually, that home we just looked at wasn't on the water, so I'll keep that A-frame dream home that I showed you. And here's another one, really beautiful. This telephone pole straight ahead is showing a sign, Ocean Beach. But look up in the mirror, guys. Hey, that's me. All right, we're headed to Ocean Beach. All right, there's this tiny little park right here in Seaview on the corner of Evergreen and Central. It's just a really quaint little park. Nice little seating areas. And straight ahead of us is the ferry port for Seaview. And one thing about Seaview, look at this. You can see they seem to have a lot of cameras around. So they're watching. But yeah, this is the Seaview ferry port. Well, and you can see that the Seaview Market is open. It says it closes daily at 4:30 p.m. starting October 14th, 3:30, and the last day that they're going to be open for business is November 3rd. This walkway is going to lead us right into Ocean Beach. You can see that big water tower up there. That's a pretty prominent landmark for Ocean Beach. And you can see some of these homes to the left. We are coming into the village of Ocean Beach. Here's our welcome sign. I hate to say it, but some people call it the land of no, because no any of these things. We're just gonna keep walking. It's a really beautiful community, and this area has probably the most shops of any area in Fire Island. Here's a little spot for a photo op. And right here, look at this, guys. Matthew's Seafood. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't own it. We just share a name. Beacheria, pizza, real estate, but you can see how quiet it is. More real estate. Ocean Beach has its own police department. You can see the police department here to the right. I'm sure they have a pretty skeleton crew year round. Probably beef it up in the summer. Looks like Ocean Beach Trading is open. So Rachel's Bakery is coming up on the left. If it's open, I'm gonna get a piece of crumb cake because I'm here and their crumb cake is amazing. All right, this is the stairs for Rachel's Bakery. I think they are closed. All right, well, shout out to Rachel's. They have great stuff. Taco Beach Cantina. So you can definitely see Landing Bistro, Klein's Fire Island to the left. So you can see already this community in this area of Ocean Beach has a lot more businesses than anywhere else. In the summer, it's really busy. This shop is called The Pantry, and it looks like they're open. And now we're back to more residential. One thing you may find interesting is that there is a school here, Woodhull School, and the student body is very small, but it's for the people that actually have children, and they live on Fire Island year-round. And you can see these really cool school buses with Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires. Look at that. Quigley 4x4. 4x4 school buses. You see them going down the beach sometimes and through these main walk areas. All right, we have another sand road, but we are making great progress. The guy in the cart in the front was very nice and offered me a ride. But what kind of trek would it be across Fire Island if I didn't use my own 2 feet to get all the way across? So I said, no thank you, I'm good. My life be like sand roads, sand roads. Ooh. Just trekking along. You know, I'm not complaining about sand roads. There is nowhere else I'd rather be right at this moment than trekking across Fire Island. This, you can see the smile on my face. This makes me happy. It's 2 feet outdoors, using my own 2 feet to traverse Fire Island over 3 days and 2 nights. And we're on day 3. The sand's not easy, but it's worth it. And I'm having a blast. And I hope you guys are enjoying it. All right, guys, here I am in a town that's called Atlantique. And these people at this house, I've done this before, they have a rope to climb. They must be fitness freaks or something. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Let's see. All right, I did it. All right, guys, I decided to detour out to the beach because Atlantique is nothing but sand roads as well. So if I'm walking in sand, I figured I'd come out to the beach. And look how beautiful this is. Unbelievable. There's an offshore breeze, so the water is relatively calm. You know, obviously there's waves crashing, but you can see how beautiful the Atlantic Ocean is. Wow, this is gorgeous. Just listen to those waves crashing. Unbelievable. You know, I was thinking about it as I'm walking here on the beach. And those people that have that house with the climbing rope, I don't know who owns that house. I've just seen the rope. And if they have like surveillance cameras, they would probably be like, hey, some guy just randomly climbed our rope. They'd probably be like, hell yeah, that's awesome. So funny. I don't think they'd be upset at all. Their rope is getting some use. And, you know, I climbed to the top and hit the truss that it was connected to. So, yeah, that was fun. It's been a while since I've climbed a rope. All right, guys, I know you can't see it with this camera, but off in the distance, I can see the top of the Fire Island Lighthouse. We're still several miles away, but the visibility is good and I can see the light turning on the top. Every few seconds it comes around and I can see the flash of the light. There's a guy right up here on the left. He's wearing a wetsuit and we just crossed paths and we literally just talked for about 10 minutes. And he comes out here just about every day swimming. He says he swims anywhere between a mile and a half every day. And I have a little bit of a background in triathlons and open water swimming and stuff like that. And we were just talking and talking like we were best friends. So, yeah, it's amazing. Nobody's out here, or hardly anybody's out here on the beach. But then I came across this guy, and it's just funny to meet like-minded people. We had great conversation, and he asked me what I was doing, and I told him that I was out making a YouTube video. Told him 2 feet outdoors. Hopefully he'll remember and check it out. But yeah, you know, a little encounter like that just made my day. So awesome. And look at this. All right, well, I think I'm gonna detour back inland and walk through some more towns. I don't know if I'm all the way through Atlantique yet. I haven't really been paying attention. I'm looking, but I can't quite tell at the moment. But yeah, so if we hit a sand road, we hit a sand road. No big deal. Sand is sand. But yeah, the beach was absolutely beautiful. We'll probably have another opportunity to get out to the beach again at some point. But yeah, we're gonna head inland and walk the main walk once again. Once again, if anyone wants to buy me a beachfront home, there's some beautiful ones here. You know, all kidding aside, if I could afford to live on Fire Island, I would probably buy a home here. There's so many interesting communities. I would have difficulty picking which community I would want to buy a home in, because there's certain things I like about each one. But anyway, that's not going to happen, and that's not going to be a dilemma I ever really have to worry about, unfortunately. All right, guys, I think I was on the beach when I passed Lonelyville, and then I buzzed through Saltaire, and yeah, we're continuing westbound. But what's funny is I posted a story on Instagram when I was at the Sunken Forest, and my good friend Margaret, hey Margaret, shout out to Margaret, she's the queen of Fire Island. That's my nickname for her, because she hikes Fire Island all the time. She's a good friend of mine. And she was like, hey, are you still at the Sunken Forest? Because I'm in Point of Woods. And I was like, Wow, that was a few hours ago. I told her, no, I'm in Saltaire now. She's like, man, you move fast. So that's funny. That was our conversation. She messaged me. And anyway, so we're cruising through, still headed west, and making good progress, good progress. I'm really happy. All right, guys, I'm in Kismet right now, the town of Kismet. And this A-frame is called Cozy A+. And it has this stairway that goes all the way up, and you can go to a deck all the way on the top. It's such a cool little A-frame. I love it. If I could afford it, I'd buy it. It's so cool. All right, if you're ever walking through Kismet, you have to come by this house here. They have some of the coolest, most eclectic stuff you'll ever see. I'm just gonna walk slowly. This is along their fence. They have like a bamboo fence. It's just really interesting conglomeration, to say the least. But yeah, check this out. They do have this one quote that we're going to come to in a minute that I really like. Somebody I know was recently hiking here and actually met the owners, and the owners gave him a tour of the house. How cool is that? I think I missed the spot where the quote was. Maybe it's missing. Let me look real quick. Yeah, it's gone. Interesting. All right, this is interesting. Flags of the world. When I look at the analytics from my YouTube channel, I really am amazed sometimes at the different places that people are watching my videos, and it's really cool. So let me know if you see your flag in the comments, and let me know in the comments where you're watching from. That'd be awesome. All right, we're coming into downtown Kismet. And this Moonrise Motel looks like they've done some upgrades. Looks really nice. And this is the marina and ferry port for Kismet. And there's a couple shops, restaurants, and bars. Not a lot, but there's just enough. And if you ever want to come to Robert Moses Field 5 and go for a short, nice hike out to Kismet, it's really a nice little day trip. Come to Kismet for lunch. You know, of course, now we're getting into the off season, so you know, there's less things open, but you should definitely come for a nice walk from Robert Moses Field 5, check out the lighthouse, and then come over to Kismet for some lunch. I can see the lighthouse off in the distance, and that's our next destination as we get through Kismet here. This is called Dive. I've had lunch here. It's really good. All right, then to the right, we have the Pizza Shack. And Fire Island Motel. You can see the Robert Moses Causeway and the Fire Island Lighthouse off in the distance. All right, guys, we are on the far west side of Kismet, entering Burma Road. You can see right here. Welcome to Kismet. No public restrooms. And a slow sign covered in stickers. But yeah, these are the last of the houses that we're gonna see. And this road here used to be a sand road, but they've put gravel down probably a year or two ago, probably 2 years. And so it's pretty hard packed. So it's pretty nice to walk on. But this is about, I'd say, a half mile to 3/4 of a mile of straight gravel road before we get to the Fire Island Ranger Station. And then just beyond that, we're gonna have the Fire Island Lighthouse. And we're gonna go inside the lighthouse, see if we can pay admission and climb up to the top of the lighthouse. It's normally $10. Definitely worth it, and I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do that today. So I also made the decision that to finish up this video, I am jumping into the ocean at Robert Moses Field 5 when I get out there. It's gonna be a nice dip. I brought a PFD personal flotation device with me, just because there's no lifeguards on the beach and sometimes there are rip currents, and just to be safe, I'll have a PFD on. We are still trucking along on Burma Road, but we are making progress, and you can see off in the distance the Fire Island Lighthouse. All right, guys, here's the Fire Island Ranger Station. And there's a gate to get through Burma Road, and you have to have a permit. And you can see that there's a school bus going through. How you doing? And obviously he's got a permit. What a beautiful sight to see. We are getting closer, and it looks like there's people up on top of the lighthouse. So it appears to be open, which is good news. It is somewhat of a windy day today, so I know they've closed that before for high winds. So I think we're gonna be in luck. I see people up there, and I am so excited. Fire Island Lighthouse. What an amazing trek this has been, and it's still not over yet, guys. We're gonna go on top of that lighthouse and get some incredible views. So from the lighthouse, that is how you get to the beach. And here it is, man. I am so stoked. Fire Island Lighthouse. When you've hiked 26 miles or so to get here, it definitely feels rewarding. You know, one thing I haven't mentioned is that this is totally a single direction traverse of Fire Island, and after I conclude this video, my girlfriend Kelsey is coming to pick me up. So it's great to have the support. And as we round this corner, we are walking up the walkway to the Fire Island Lighthouse. This straight ahead is the Fire Island Light Station, Fresnel Lens Building. All right, and we're gonna go down these stairs. This is remnants from an old shipwreck. There's a QR code, shipwreck information. Really cool. All right, there she is. Really cool old anchor. And we're gonna head up these stairs. We're gonna head inside. Such an incredible spiral staircase. It's the first window landing. All right, here's the second window landing. Here's the third. So quiet. Here's the fourth window landing. Fifth window landing. This is called the half circle room. All right, let's go up. It's tight. I can feel a breeze coming up. It feels good. Very steep. All right, we're almost to the top. All right, guys, we are on top of the Fire Island Lighthouse. And right now, we are looking to the east. So 26 miles that way is where I started. And right here on this side is the Great South Bay. So incredible. And now we're looking off to the west, and down there is Robert Moses Field 5. So that's where I'm going to conclude this traverse, and I'm going to jump in the ocean, in the Atlantic Ocean right over there. What an incredible view. And that's the Atlantic Ocean right there. I'm looking to the west, and I'm pointing right at New York City. And I'm going to show you with my other camera a little bit closer in that from the Fire Island Lighthouse, you can see the New York City skyline.
very nice place. It's got construction going on there. Okay. All right.
We have to go down this section backwards because it's really steep. All right, now we can go forward. That was so incredible, guys. Such amazing visibility. Visibility so good, we were able to see the New York City skyline. This is the second window landing. We're getting closer. First window landing. Back to the ground level. All right, guys, this is the original lens for the Fire Island Lighthouse, 1858. That is amazing. So incredible. And right out the side window, you can see the lighthouse. All right, what an incredible visit to the Fire Island Lighthouse. We are now hiking over to Robert Moses Field 5 on this boardwalk. It's a beautiful scenic route, and we may see some wildlife along the way. And as I promised, I'm celebrating the end of this traverse with a plunge in the Atlantic Ocean. So stay tuned for that. We have a special guest right in front of me. I'm filming right now, and you're gonna give me a big hug. This is Margaret. I already talked about you on video, so give me a big hug.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Let me shut this off real quick. Oh yeah, that was so amazing, guys. All right, guys, after that plunge in the ocean, I'm going to go ahead and make some hot chocolate. Boil some water. Hot chocolate. All right, I'd say that's boiling. Cheers, guys. We did it. 26 plus miles across the Fire Island National Seashore. 3 days, 2 nights. What an incredible traverse across the island that was. I had so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I loved making it. I want to thank you guys for watching 2 Feet Outdoors YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.